I can only call your deeds during the Battle of the Eagle and Lion quite versatile.
Versatile? It wasn't that bad.
Comparing against their performance at the mock battle of the Great Tree Moon, the students have grown significantly. It is clear that this is a result of your guidance.
Now that part is true.
In appreciation of your efforts and to show our high hopes for the future of your students, I award you with this.
What is it again?
Please continue to instruct your students as a model teacher.
So, you've made good use of all my power after all. I would have been upset if you had failed at such an easy task.
So this doesn't use your power at all, okay?
It pains me to assign such a disturbing mission to you during such a blessed moment in time. However, next month your assignment will be to journey to Remire Village to investigate an abnormal occurrence there.
Remire Village. If I recall, you've been there with your father many times.
I have. An abnormal occurrence.
I have yet to ascertain the details, but it would seem the villagers have been acting strangely. I have already dispatched the knights to verify the authenticity of this information. They should be back shortly. I suggest you begin by finding out what they have discovered.
We found out a
I
whole...
pray this is not a bad omen.
It 100% is, Rhea.
May the goddess protect you all.
Oh! Okay. I'll give that the fruit in it.
Part 1. White Clouds. Red Wolf Moon. The Flame in the Darkness. Hoarfrost now graces treetops and open fields alike, and an icy chill blown in from the north of Fargus blankets the land. All of Fodlan's creatures begin to settle in for a long winter. The setting sun bathes the full winter coat of every wolf in a foreboding scarlet glow. Hunters can now spread the word that the red wolves are back on the prowl.
Okay.
That's what we're dealing with. Is there no chance it's an infectious disease?
There are no absolutes in medicine, but the chances are extremely slim. Restless movements, fits of violence, becoming bedridden, or even impossible to wake. With symptoms that varied, there are only a few possibilities. It's either a mixture of poisons or magic, and dark magic at that.
You're talking about Remire Village, aren't you, Manuela?
Oh my, if it isn't Gerald. Tell me, what was the first thing you heard?
Everything, after you mentioned that it's not likely an infectious disease.
Mm-hmm.
My child and I owe the people of Remire Village. If something's happening there, we must help them.
We scouted the area ourselves. Speak with the knights, hear what they have to say. I must go. Thank you for your help, Manuela.
You know, I'm more than willing to go with you to Remire Village. After all, I owe you my life.
Some paralogs might open up now. Some did last time, but...
If you'd like, I bet we could even manage the mission all by ourselves. Just the two of us.
Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Have I said this? I'll say this.
Professor! A bit of a tease, are we? A girl could get used to this side of you.
I mean, I just said that's nice.
Nice try, but I'll be going to the village as well. Enough nonsense. It's time to move out.
As you like. Goodbye, Gerald. Goodbye, Professor.
I'll be in my office making preparations. What about you?
Questioning the knights.
If you have the time, it would be helpful if you could go ahead and talk to the knights.
And then there's that again.
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing ever came of this, right? Just got a little dizzy.
If anything feels off, return to the infirmary. No need to just grin and bear it. Got it?
Got it.
could have caused such dizziness? I felt it too. Actually, I felt that way before.
I don't know. Yeah, and there are paralogs here, but first... Ah, shoot, is anybody even... Well, a few. I can make use of this. First off, we'll start with Edelgard. I did get this up a little bit, but her next class, now that we've gotten to this point, well, she will eventually have this. So, should we work on her heavy arm? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be... I think now I just, whatever I want Edelgard to be. So, I guess I can make her a warrior. For now, until she becomes an armored knight. So, let's just work on axe. Alright, group tasks still stay the same. Alright, that should do it for the goals. Begin lecture.
May I be asking a question?
Please do. Wish improvement of my lance skills.
You have great wisdom.
Alright. Ooh, what do we get? Activity points for expert. Oh, good.
Professor.
That's exactly what we're about to go do. Whose birthday? I mean, sure. Cool. I mean, I got that. What? Someone else?
You look unwell.
Oh.
It's because of what happened, isn't it?
Wait, did Edelgard get affected too?
Don't speak of it aloud.
You can't change the past. For now, all we can do is use it to our advantage.
What?
I know that. I also know that I must steel myself to ascend the Imperial throne.
What happened?
Those preparations are going well. Someone is coming.
Professor, I heard about our mission for this month.
Did you?
Something terrible is happening in Ramire Village. That's where you were when fate sent you our way. This feels preordained.
You think?
Are the Knights making progress with their investigation?
Let me start off with something I've been thinking about. Edelgard told me, as the Flame Emperor, had she known about that, she would have stopped it. We had a whole month, Edelgard. You didn't want to do anything in that time? They are.
If what is happening there is by design, there must be someone pulling the strings.
You don't say.
There is the Death Knight, of course, and the mysterious mages who were implicated with the Western Church.
Gonna throw your wreaths on the bus like that?
They showed up when Flame was kidnapped as well. And now there is another strange occurrence near the monastery.
What are you doing, Hubert?
It seems an unknown organization hopes to make the monastery its stage for something.
Why would you tell me that?
Do you believe that all these incidents are connected, Professor?
I do.
That is the logical conclusion, but I'm not so sure.
Why did that happen?
It certainly appears that all of the events surrounding the monastery are connected by a single thread. However...
Like, my heart jumped for a second, but no, I know they are. I know they are.
I think it's possible that it may just be a result of different motives overlapping.
Different motives overlapping, huh?
Remember, Professor, if you think of people as simply enemies or allies, it may be impossible to grasp the truth.
Alright everyone, let's talk for a second because there's some important things I think I need to mention based off this conversation. And the first thing is, I feel like I've been too lenient about letting people say stuff about Edelgard because certain things people wanted to clarify are still treated as a mystery in this scene. So that further impresses to me that Edelgard will clarify her stance on some things in the future, and that, once again, I need you all to wait. The main reason, the one reason I wanted to even play this route wasn't because of Ferdinand Bernadetta, or even Petra. It was because of Edelgard, not because I necessarily liked her or anything, but because I wanted to see her thought process, her viewpoints. And I want that to come from her. And you all clarifying some things before I'm even given the facts to come to that conclusion myself can be very detrimental. Trust the process, because bottom line is I trust Fire Emblem, right? I trust Three Houses. So far, this conversation itself, it makes me trust the writing even more, because it's saying some stuff will be introduced later that will help clarify some things. And one I already know, Edelgard clarifies that she had nothing to do with the tragedy of Remire Village. And she says if she was there, she would have stopped it. But some other areas are in the gray area. So if you have played the route, not only be careful about what you say once again, but also I wouldn't comment on this scene at all. The whole thing is shrouded in mystery, and if I can't even speak my thoughts on it without you guys trying to clarify me with your knowledge, then there's no point in playing the route. That's the first thing, and I sincerely hope those of you, because it's not the people who have been with me since the beginning, who have watched every episode, who are doing this. It's the people who are newcomers, which I don't mind that you're newcomers, but some people have been waiting 2 years to see my reaction to this route. Let's just do it the right way, alright? Which, on that note, the second thing is that I want to clarify to people why I said what I said. I'm not sure if I brought this up in the previous episodes or not. I've deleted a lot of things that I did add, but my main mentality from the Golden Deer was this.
So Nemesis had accomplices, and those accomplices must have been those who slither in the dark.
Yeah.
They used Nemesis.
At least that's what I'm thinking so far.
And this time, they used the Imperial Army to once again bring war to Fodlan. Remember Monica, the one who killed Geralt, and the old man who was masquerading as Tomas?
Kind of hard to forget them.
They were their allies, and the Flame Emperor and the Death Knight were merely their pawns. They were trying to use the Imperial Army to plunge Fodlan into war, but we nipped that in the bud.
From my perspective, even if Edelgard does mean to oppose the Agarthans, as of right now, all the actions that she is doing, even if she doesn't agree with their actions, they are happy with her actions. Let's look at the things that Hubert listed. The Western Church leading to attack Rhea, which allowed them to infiltrate and try to grab Rhea's remains for Edelgard to get a weapon, which in actuality, the Sword of the Creator was there, and I got it. That wasn't according to either of their plans, but the Agarthans did want Edelgard's plan to succeed. Then we have the whole situation with Flame, which we at least know that Monica was planted by the Agarthans, maybe not Edelgard, maybe just the Agarthans, to infiltrate Garreg Mach. And the Death Knight was present at both of those incursions. And then finally we have the tragedy at Remire Village. So even though there are different motives at play, all the actions benefit the Agarthans, even leading up to our father's death, which Edelgard might not have wanted to happen at all. The fact of the matter is, it benefits her to have the commander of the enemy forces taken out. So from my perspective, I'm looking at it as in they're all linked because the Agarthans all want that to happen. So that's why I say they're linked, and even though Edelgard says the whole thing about looking at people as allies or enemies, I'm not grouping her with the Agarthans. I mean, I get what Edelgard's trying to do from her perspective. She's saying that later when she introduces her as the Flame Emperor, not to associate her with all the actions that the Agarthans have done. And I get it. If I had associated her with Remire Village, there's probably no way I'd even be doing this route. The reason I'm doing this route is because they don't associate her with all the actions of the Agarthans. But to say that they're not linked, I feel is false. Because for the Agarthans' sake, everything's going according to plan, except the fact that we have the sword. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, there's some stuff I want to mention when we do get back to Kranya, but I'll save it for later. So hopefully that clarifies why I said what I did. I understand Edelgard's point and perspective, but from my perspective, I'm more concerned about the Agarthans, because no matter what route we choose, they are the main enemies. Either way, let's get back to the episode. And I haven't been. Of course you were different than the Agarthans, but the Agarthans are all I'm worried about at the moment. I'm not in the mood right now, but let's do this, Linhart. Is there anything that's... How about mint?
I am happy that you invited me, even though it interferes with my nap time. Much appreciated.
Alright.
Makes me sleepy.
What? I don't know any of these. Maybe...
Lovely.
Okay. The art of napping? Oh, come on. That's an easy answer. New Gambit?
Agreed.
Oh, okay.
Being surrounded by all these crest bearers makes me want to better understand crestology.
I would do nod or chat. There we go. Okay.
Professor? 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 Lovely. Lovely. Huh?
Okay. Now the camera.
What's wrong? You look sleepy. Are you sleepy by any chance? Well, I am.
When aren't you, man? What? That's it? Seriously? Oh. Oh, I guess
This hairband? Someone gave it to me, I think.
Really?
Yet if that's the case, I've forgotten who.
Well, that sounds important. Okay.
That was delicious. It feels good to relax. Well, I'm off to catch a nap.
She's disappointed because I'm associating her with the Agarthans. Well, if there's different motives, Adel.
Nothing is impossible for us.
It's you. What a relief.
Oh, different conversation.
Look, Professor, we did great.
Nice. Ah, so close. Ooh, that'll work though.
I will master this.
Swift strikes. I'll have to check that out. Okay. I really should have prioritized Petra. I could have just made her new class now. Well, nothing to be done. Supports. Nothing. I expected that. Yeah, it seems like all the other supports. Only thing I have now is that I can now look at Manuela. And who would that be? Edelgard, Ferdinand, and Dorothea. Okay. Well, let's go exploring. Before that though. So, I am going to go ahead. Ah, shoot, Constance. I'm thinking about doing some of the, or a lot of these off camera. I've already done many of them in the Blue Lions on hard mode. No reason for me to do them again or show you me doing them again. This one I can easily do. I've been wondering on if I should show this one or not because it's technically partly Dorothea's, but I feel like it's more Ingrid's. You know, it deals with stuff with Ingrid, so... And I'm not even having her support line with Dorothea in this route, so I might do that off. Yeah, probably. I think I just convinced myself. Dude, Gareth, however, that one's a different story. I might do that one on camera. Alright. So this...
I do not know why it is so, but being here makes me feel quite unwell. I am so sleepy and a bit... It is a struggle merely to stay conscious. Are you feeling the same?
I am.
And yet, it feels familiar. As though pulled from a corner of my memory. From a time long ago. I simply cannot fathom it.
Wait a minute. Oh, I think I get it. Not sure if somebody else, I'm pretty sure somebody else would have had to have come with it in this amount of time, but Sotis fell asleep.
I do not know why it is so.
Sotis fell asleep here. She fell asleep here. Did they cause it somehow? Did the Agarthans somehow study her and make her fall asleep? So that then they could take advantage. Huh, that would be interesting. Oh. Speaking of, let's just get this over with. Is there any additional dialogue here?
What?
Need something, Professor? I was just asking Monica here to be less demanding of Lady Edelgard's time.
Right.
Hey, it's not like I'm bothering her. Sorry for the ruckus, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't worry about it too much. Nothing to worry about here.
I am going to...
I wish you would worry about it a little more.
Who, me? Or her? We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I'm not gonna... No more accusations until I actually see what's going on.
They say that things rarely, if ever, go according to plan. Still, plan we must.
Really?
After all, if we don't effectively force things to go our way, nothing will be achieved. How about you, Professor? Are you leading the life you envisioned for yourself?
I guess I'll say I am.
Your character must be stronger than most.
So what I'm getting from her actions right now is that she's currently upset about what's going on with Remire Village. Right? Oh, and I've had this conversation so many times.
Congratulations on winning the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Did you get a special reward?
Not my seal.
I certainly feel like I earned a special reward. Don't you, Professor?
For what? You lost. You lost. Horribly.
Congratulations on winning the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Did you get a special reward?
Yeah.
I certainly feel like I earned a special reward. Don't you, Professor?
For what? You weren't there. I literally thought after the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, I was like, well, I'll be able to finally tell Dorothea, yeah, you did good. But then I was like, wait a minute. If you don't remember, I got mission assistance for her for that battle. But then when you get to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, I can't use her, yet she doesn't join her class. So it's like a weird little glitch. I didn't even realize while we were fighting. I was like, after rewatching, I was like, wait, Dorothea wasn't there. Well, shoot. That's 2 for 2.
Congratulations on winning the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Did you get a special reward?
I did.
I certainly feel like I earned a special reward. Don't you, Professor?
So far, I've told Dorothea for what? First reason, she lost. The second one, she wasn't even in the battle. This time, though, I have an answer, and it's winning is its own reward.
Oh, disappointing.
Wow, see, that wasn't even my fault. Huh. I do like how some of the events play out in the game.
Remire Village is an Empire territory.
It is?
But it's still relatively close to the monastery.
You don't say.
Oh, but you know all about that, don't you?
Professor, you seem unwell. How are you faring?
I'll manage.
If you're not feeling well, I'd strongly recommend some rest.
You're one to talk.
Knights have been dispatched, yet...
Oh!
The underlying cause is as yet unclear, and the most anyone can do is stand back and watch.
On that note, Claude?
What in the world is happening in Remire Village? I hear even the knights have been dispatched. I hope it's nothing too serious. After all, that's where we first met. I have valued memories of the place.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, no one seems to know. Well, is Tomas even here? No, he's been replaced by Monica, I think.
I fear I may become a social recluse soon.
Really?
My life consists of wearing a groove in the floor between the library and the dining hall. Although I guess a real recluse wouldn't leave their room, eh?
That is true.
That would be me if you weren't my teacher. Locked away in my room, reading, napping, never to be seen.
Well, that's a compliment, I suppose.
You know, I never see Bernadetta outside of class. I wonder what it is that she does in her room all day.
She's got her things. Petra?
This is a place of mysteriousness. I have awareness of how much difference every part of the world is.
Yeah?
In a place alike to this place, you can imagine the goddess of Fodlan truly existing. At times I miss those places in Bridget. At times, I am missing those places so painfully.
Understandable. You clearly are homesick. Ferdinand in his room?
Remire Village. Is that not where you met Edelgard?
It is.
If you had not been there, something terrible could have happened.
Yeah.
Did one of the house leaders know that mercenaries were staying in Remire Village? I wonder. It will remain a mystery for now. All we can do at this point is speculate.
And that Ferdinand's comment is what made me throw suspicion on Claude, of all people. You know, that's how much I just trusted Edelgard back then. She was never my target. Didn't expect that she was the one who planned it, because everybody was saying how sus Claude was. But as I went through the Golden Deer route, I was like, nah. I mean, he jokes around. I do too. But at the end of the day, I know where his intentions lie. Caspar?
Hey, Professor, did you see that my father came by during the Battle of the Eagle and Lion?
I did not.
He left soon after, but I saw him talking to Edelgard first. I wonder what they could have to talk about.
Empire business, perhaps?
I guess that would make sense. He is the Minister of Military Affairs, after all. Still, though, I could have sworn those two didn't get along.
For good reason. Student disappeared a few nights. Really? Really? Huh. And that would be Monica's doing. I am going to see...
What is it? Sorry, I've got a cold.
Oh, really? Get well soon.
Thanks.
Right. Does Constance have anything to say about this?
News of the affair at Remire Village has reached me. The situation seems rather dire.
Any threat to the lives of the common folk must be met with swift action.
I agree.
You share my views? That speaks well of you. You have more than a commoner's share of integrity. Given your concern, would it not be appropriate for you to depart rather than idling the time away?
You're not wrong, Constance. Dadgummit.
Ah, Professor! The Battle of the Eagle and Lion was such good fun, don't you think?
Ignatz, how long are you going to keep harping on about the Battle of the Eagle and Lion?
My man, you weren't even there!
Oh, come on, let me gush. Did you see how the house leaders came together after the battle? What an incredible thing to witness. Harmony, even after something so hard fought.
Yeah?
True. If they can keep playing nice, perhaps there will be peace in Fodlan after all.
Alright, with that said, I think it's time to grab Hannemann and Manuela.
Hey, wait a minute. Please, could you let... Fantastic.
Right.
Thanks, Professor. You have...
And recruit?
Hello, Professor. I know that look in your eye. You want to ask me a favor. You want me to help out with your class, right? You just say the word, and I'll help however I can.
Please do.
Don't worry about it. You're just starting out as a teacher, right? It's only natural for those of us with more experience to help the younger generation.
Well, that should help. and Manuela is an excellent healer. But more importantly, Ferdinand, Dorothea, and some others that I kind of want to try to work on as well. And of course, Edelgard. I just already had her see, so But yeah, and not just her, Hannemann as well.
Professor, I've been watching your class activities, and I wondered if you might desire my help. Just say the word, and I'll pitch in. Of course, I have to be truthful. It's all just a ploy to make it easier to research your crest.
I appreciate the honesty, and welcome aboard.
Feel free to call on me anytime. I'll be happy to lend a hand. And then you can help out with my class, too. It's a joke, Professor. I'd never put a burden on you, a first-year teacher.
Well, I wouldn't mind helping out the Golden Deer.
Okay.
Alright, and now, a faculty night mixer? Manuela's high up. Unfortunately, we might be able to do something with this. Alright, Dorothea and Manuela, let's see.
Look at how fancy the professor is, dining with 2 stars of the stage. You must be flattered, no?
Well, that's one way.
We can't sing and dance our way through the meal, but do you like the opera, Professor?
I feel like I'm being double teamed right now. Not in... No comment. No comment. No comment. I need it not to explain myself. And it looked like it worked. It did not work? How the heck? Okay. Well, so much for that. I guess then I'm gonna make an exception. Let's see Edelgard and Hannemann C ranking now. Maybe this will shine some light.
What is on my agenda for this afternoon?
Professor Hannemann, may I have a moment of your time?
Ah, it's you. Very well.
It's you!
I am quite busy, but if you are here to discuss my crest research, I would be happy to oblige.
I'll pass on that offer. I'm just hoping you'll explain something to me.
Okay.
Oh, I doubt if I have anything of particular interest to share.
Why did you abandon your noble standing in the Empire?
Same question as Dorothea? Was it Dorothea? Yeah, pretty sure.
And don't say it was for your crest research. There are institutes for that within the Empire. You could easily have remained a noble and still been able to visit Garreg Mach, or request the cooperation of the Church.
Certainly that was an option, but I desired a better research environment.
Okay.
Treasures and holy artifacts reside here that cannot be examined by someone outside the Church.
That makes sense.
I required access to those things, no matter the cost.
But surely your noble status would have allowed you greater funding and resources. Even secrets of the Kingdom and the Alliance would have been easier to obtain as a noble of the Empire.
Really?
What you say is true. I cannot deny that. Both paths have advantages and disadvantages.
I see you're unwilling to be forthcoming on that topic.
Is that something you should say to, a teacher in this case?
I don't know what you mean.
I've heard that you used to enthusiastically research crests for the Empire. You abandoned the Empire, yet retained your focus on crest research. I just wanted to know why.
I feel your suspicions of me are unwarranted. I haven't the time now, but perhaps I will tell you more if the opportunity arises.
Well, now that's interesting. Alright, well, I think I am going to end it here for now. Gonna work on getting all these quests done and also planning on what I'm going to do for this calendar. I now have access to oil and water as well. So, because looking at it, I can do some paralogs and then there's not really a reason for me to go back to the monastery. So yeah, I'll probably do everything I can here. Get a mission support and probably do some paralogs off camera. Like, there's no reason for me to show Hannemann and Manuela's again. So, except I didn't do it, did I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't do it on Maddening. So maybe I should. Well, either ways, I got some stuff to think about. So with that being said, this has been Blade. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. And now it is time for the question of the day. And if you're wondering why I sound like this, it's because I'm thinking. It's subtle, but there's one little thing in this episode that I didn't quite brush off, but I didn't ponder on it enough. Students are already going missing as of this month. And we know that Edelgard is clearly disturbed by something in the beginning. It could have been Remire Village, but it also could be Monica showing her the results of her research. I did not consider that, and that could change a lot of things up in the future, but that is something that I will keep in mind. I'm not sure which is which, but again, that's why I say if you've already played the game, I would really not speak on that because now things are getting interesting. But either way, for the question of the day, because I have to think long and hard about a question of the day that people could really talk about without talking about this episode, and I think I got one. Excluding Claude, Dimitri, and Edelgard, which one of the noble houses would you like to be born in Fodlan? And I mean in this time period, right? And the state that the world's in right now. Which noble house in either the Empire, Kingdom, or Alliance would you like to be born in? I feel like that's not the easiest question to do, so I'm curious to see what you all have to say. So with that being said, please post your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.